Hello there, good evening and welcome to a Bartenders blog again with me, Willy Wolfstein. And this is Bartenders blog and we love to talk about bar related stuff. And I've got a real treat for you today because we're going to be talking about one of the most vital and probably underrated and humble items that a bartender can carry. And it is a vital piece of equipment. And therefore I think it's worth spending a little bit more time to get to know it. And I probably know what you're already thinking. You're rushing ahead. You're thinking it's the bar blade. Incorrect. It's not the bar blade. The bar blade we will cover in a later tutorial, and is in fact a lot less useful than what I'm about to talk about. You getting excited? Well, without further ado, it's the bar spoon. That's right, the mixing spoon, the bar spoon, whatever you want to call it. I call it the bar spoon because it is a spoon and it sits at the bar, so for me it's the bar spoon. Now, one of the key features, straight away you'll notice, is the length of the bar spoon. And if I just compare it here to your traditional, your classic teaspoon, what you'll notice is you can see the length quite clearly is different. Now, what that allows you to do is to get into deeper drinks, because already here with this one, if I'm in a drink, I can only go so far in before the fingers start getting in the way and the fingers get wet and sticky. It's useless. With this one, you'll notice I can get into much deeper drinks. I can really stir it up and the fingers remain dry. And that's important because firstly, we like to keep our fingers dry, clean, hygiene. Also, we like long drinks. So the bar spoon was a perfect invention for that reason. And that brings me to the inventor. The inventor was a Frenchman. And he had created a drink called the Deep Blue Lagoon. Now, this drink was a perfectly crafted cocktail, and it was served in a 6-foot glass. Now, obviously, this is not able to get into a 6-foot glass. It's not 6 foot. Well, to bear in mind, this isn't 6 foot either. He did end up using a paddle actually to mix the drink in thing, but that's neither here nor there. What came out of this was that this Frenchman realised he could do with a bigger spoon at the bar, so they could get into the deeper drinks, and hence the bar spoon was originally born. Now, it wasn't until later, but probably around another 50-60 years later, that the bar spoon actually started developing, because the original bar spoon didn't have this twisty shaft. The twisty gilded shaft came about later, and the reason for this was simply because it felt nicer in the hand. It's a tactile thing, you know. It added a decorative element to the spoon to separate it, not only because it was longer, but it was also decorative. What it also means is that when you're stood whiling away the hours at the bar, you tend to start just twist, because it feels so good in the fingers. You'll still find bartenders to this day just getting themselves lost in the feel of the spoon, because they are marvellous. Just winding down there. Oh, wrong way. That's it. Right to the bottom. Come on. Twisty twist. Right to the bottom. Oh yeah. Oh. And there we're done. I got a little bit lost there, and you will see bartenders doing the same. When they have a few minutes, they'll just, it's almost a mesmerising thing. So that was the twisty element. Now, why does it have this flat end? Again, a good question. This is actually just to stand the spoon up, because if I try to do that with a traditional spoon, so say we take the dessert spoon, which was obviously a less advanced design, you don't want that in a quiet bar. You want to be able to do this. Sorry sir, what was that? Spoon remains there, quiet. It's safety as well. Safety is involved, because a falling spoon, at the wrong time. Ah, Christ, now I can't mix. See what I'm saying? So you have to be careful, and that's why the bar spoon developed this wonderful flat foot. There are other uses for it as well though. Some people do turn the spoon upside down and they actually use it to mash potatoes. So that's more of a cook stroke bar spoon. We don't tend to use it very often to mash potatoes in most bars, but there are some places where I have worked with potato spirits, and I've used decorative potato mash as one of my garnishes, and I used the base of the bar spoon for those. So it does have its function. The other thing about the bar spoon, which is very interesting, is the very small head. Now, again, just to compare, the dessert spoon has a massive head. This one has a very small head, a dainty head. What does that allow you to do? It allows you to get in all kinds of nooks and crannies. And getting into nooks and crannies is important as a bartender. Other uses it has, I've heard stories of bartenders forgetting their keys at work, for example, and they've been able to picklock their way into their own car or house using the bar spoon, because it's such a versatile tool. Also, again, the length has come into play, where people will be able to push the bar spoon through a letterbox, retrieve a set of keys, pull it out, keys off, in you go. Happy days. So, those are, again, some of the key features of the bar spoon. And I think it's important that young people know where this came from. So, the Frenchman invented it. And also its developments, the twisty handle and the flat potato masher. So, really, that kind of covers the bar spoon. I think everyone should have at least 2 or 3. I always have a few in the back pocket in case I misplace my bar spoon. I'm talking to someone, I forget, bar spoon gone. Whip it out, and it's all right again. Good. Okay, so I've pretty much covered it. I hope you found that interesting. I hope you found some of the history good. And I will be back to you next week. And I may do something on the bar blade. I may. But I may not. I may talk about something completely different. Something like about bitters or perhaps a vermouth. We'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Willy Wolfstein, over and out.